Hare Krishna, my friends. Welcome to Bhaktiville. And here we are. It's Friday night, and we are reading Brahma Samhita. What a great way to spend the evening. Last week, we read verses 1 and 2. And for me, while it was pretty amazing, it was a bit rough. I have to admit, reading this book is a challenge for me. There are a lot of things I don't know, so I have to look them up. Some of the language of the writing is difficult for me, too. Last week, we ran into the words, I don't even know if I can say them, uniquadrantal and triquadrantal. I've never even heard of these words before, but in context to the reading, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta is referencing the material and spiritual worlds. So the material world is described as being 1/4 of that whole material spiritual thing. And so the material world would be uniquadrantal, 1 part of the 4th. The spiritual realm would be triquadrantal, or 3 parts of those 4ths. So with that clarification under our belts, let's get started with today's reading. Oh. Hey, so Bhaktiville, does that explain those 2 words? Because we both kind of tripped over those words. Yes, he says yes. All right, so before we get started with anything, let me offer my obeisances. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namane. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. And please accept my personal obeisances. Panchakalpa Turudhyascha, Kripa Sindhu Pyevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees, and can fulfill the desires of everyone. They are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned souls. So before we get started, we want to sing Jaya Radha Madhava. Did I put it up here? I think I did on the board. Yes, yay! Okay, so cartels are not next to me, so I'm just going to have to clap my hands. And we'll just sing it through once. We won't do a whole big deal. But Prabhupada used to always sing this song before class. Before class, trying to think. Always on the Sunday lecture, he would sing this song. Not sure about daily. Anyway, here we go. So you can repeat after me, all right? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihare Gopi Channa Balaba Girivardhari Gopi Channa Balaba Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Raja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Raja Jana Ranjana Ho Jamuna Tira Panachari Munatira Vanachare. Sorry, got out of tune there at the end. Bhaktiville says, yes, I love this song. I never tried to remember that one, but I remembered it anyway. Good job. Oh, it was good. Thank you. All right, so on my recollection, we are on page 15 of the PDF, or there's no page number, so that's all we have is page 15 of the PDF. with text 3. Yours is 17. Well, we didn't read text 3, so 15, 16, we'll end up on 16, but the Sanskrit is on page 15 of the PDF. Okay, cool. All right, so can't remember what we've been doing the past couple weeks. We don't have someone to sing it afterwards. You know, our dear friend Candita passed away. So I think we'll go through and do the, each word so that you can sing it all at once. And then I'll sing it through one time after that, and then we'll just move on to the synonyms. Dr. Mimula says do it one time. Yes, that's what we'll do. All right. Karnikaram mahadyantram. So these are all very short, so I'm not going to break it up too much. All right? All right. Shatkonam brajakilakam. Shatkonam brajakilakam. Shad anga shatpadishtanam. Shad anga shatpadishtanam. Prakritya purushena cha. Prakritya purushena cha. All right, so that's the first half of it. The second half is Premananda Mahananda. Premananda Mahananda. Rasena vastitam hiyat. Rasena vastitam hiyat. Jyoti rupena manuna. Jyoti rupena manuna. Kama bijena sangatam. Kama bijena sangatam. All right, do the whole thing all the way straight through. All 8 lines. Here we go. Karnikaram mahadyantram. Shatkonam brajakilakam. Shad anga shatpadistanam. Prakritya purushena cha. Premananda Mahananda. Rasena vastitam hiyat. Jyoti rupena manuna. Kama bijena sangatam. Good job. All right, synonyms. Karnikaram, the world. So that N with a little dot on it means that when you make the N, usually we just say N, and our tongue hits the back of our teeth. But this N with the dot under it, the tongue hits the roof of the mouth, that ridge on the roof of the mouth. So it'd be karnikaram. Karnikaram. All right, a little different. The whirl. Mahat, great. Yantram, figure. Shat, konam, a hexagon. So same with these 3. Shat, konam, hexagon. Raja, like a diamond. Kilakam, the central support. Shat, anga, shat, padi, of the 18-syllable mantra with 6-fold divisions. Stanam, the place of manifestation. Prakritya, along with the predominated aspect of the Absolute. Purushena, along with the predominating aspect of the Absolute. Prema Ananda, of the bliss of love of God. Maha Ananda, of the great transcendental jubilations. I like that. Usually Ananda is bliss, but I like jubilations. That's nice. Rasena, with the rasa, or mellow. Avastitam, situated. He, certainly. Yat, which. Jyoti rupena, transcendental. Manuna, with the mantra. Kama bijena, with the kama bija, clean. Sangatam, joined. So an N with a dot above it is like NG, like sing or sang. So Sangita, Sangatam. All right, translation. The whirl of that transcendental lotus is the realm wherein Krishna dwells, or where dwells Krishna. It is a hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominated, and predominating aspect of the Absolute. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-luminous Krishna stands as the transcendental source of all potencies. The holy name, consisting of 18 transcendental letters, is manifested in a hexagonal figure with sixfold divisions. So I'm going to read the purport first, and then I'll show some slides to explain. All right? Purport. The transcendental pastimes of Krishna are twofold, namely, manifested and non-manifested. The pastimes in Vrindavan, visible to mortal eyes, are the manifestive Leela of Sri Krishna, those that have happened here on earth. And that which is not so visible is non-manifestive Leela of Krishna. The non-manifestive Leela is always visible in Goloka. So Loka, this is the way I remember these two words, Goloka and Gokula. So Loka means planet. So think of Krishna's planet, Goloka. Go is cows, so the planet of cows. Not planet of the apes, planet of the cows. Goloka, Krishna's Loka, all right? So the non-manifestive Leela, excuse me, is always visible in Goloka, and the same is visible to human eyes in Gokula here, if Krishna so desires. In his Krishna Sandarbha, Sri Jiva Goswami Prabhu says, quote, non-manifestive pastimes are expressed in manifestive Krishna Leela. And Goloka Leela is the non-manifestive pastimes of Krishna visualized from the mundane plane. End of quote. So he's saying the transcendental pastimes are manifest here. They happen here. But Goloka Leela, those transcendental pastimes are seen from here. So he's making that distinction. There is a place where Krishna has all of these pastimes that go on continuously that we don't know. We don't know them all. He says, so far he says, if Krishna so desires, he'll let us know. But what we do see are the pastimes that have happened in Vrindavan. So you wrote, that sounds a little non-personal. Which part sounds non-personal? The verse? Oh, but remember that Krishna is complete, how it he says in the verse how it describes Krishna. Well, just remember that Krishna is full and complete in his name, even in the writing of his name. Even all of that is all personal. He sounds like a symbol here. Yes, he does sound like a symbol here. But he is trying to explain this mantra, which we'll look at. That's why maybe I should show pictures. Okay, so let's look at the pictures for a minute. Because then it won't feel so impersonal. Get my mouse going in the right place here. All right, so, yeah, not this picture, not that picture, not that picture, not that picture. Okay, so this is the picture from last time that I wanted everyone to see that I hadn't put up yet. So this is the 1/4, the uniquadrantal. What was the word again? It's such a foreign word. Uniquadrantal. uniquadrantal. So this little black spot down in the bottom corner, that's the uniquadrantal part. The one part of the fourths where we are. We're here. And the rest of it is all Krishna Leela. It's the triquadrantal part. So that was the picture I was trying to explain last time. All right, so that's that picture. Then this is what we're talking about today. Is this whirl of lotus flowers? That let me read the verse again. The whirl of that transcendental lotus is the realm wherein dwells Krishna. Okay, so there you can see this whirl, and Krishna's there in the middle. And then the first group of petals of the lotus are the manjaris. You know, all the manjaris that Lalita, Vishaka, Chitra, Indulekha, Champakalata, Rangadevi, Tungavijasu Devi. Those are their little spaces, and then it keeps going out more and more and more after that. So he's talking about this inside part. This inside part. It is a hexagonal figure, and you can't see it very well in that picture, nor in that picture, so I drew this instead. So I drew this. I imposed this it's like a Star of David on top of it. And it's there in the original, it's just not really obvious that it's there. So this is what he's talking about. This is the hexagonal figure with sixfold divisions. And in the purport, he goes over this mantra. This mantra, Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janavalabhaya Svaha, is part of what Prabhupada gave us to chant along with the Gayatri mantra. And it's called the Gopal mantra. And as we continue on in this purport, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati will explain some more about this. There are 18 letters or syllables in this mantra. So whenever you read something about the mantra of 18 syllables, this is the one. This is the mantra they're referring to. All right, so this is, we just have to remember, it's difficult because it's not in our purview of experience, that the name of something is the same as the person. Here I can say cow and there's no cow in my living room, but if I say Krishna, Krishna is here in my living room. And that's the one thing we need to remember about the aspect of transcendental elements, is that they are there. Krishna is the literary expansion, he's a mantra expansion, he's all of those things. Okay, are we good? Yes, okay, good. All right, so let's continue with this. All right, so I just read that quote from Jiva Goswami in from Krishna Sandarbha, which is part of the Shat Sandarbha, the 6 Sandarbhas that he wrote. Jiva Goswami is the philosopher par excellence of our lineage. He is the person, the hair splitter, who will split hairs and get down to the absolute nitty-gritty of every single word and syllable. He will do that. All right, noted. All right, this is also corroborated by Sri Rupa in his Bhagavatamrita. The progressive transcendental manifestation of Gokula is Goloka. So Goloka is the self-same majestic manifestation of Gokula. So he's saying they're the same. Some we can see and some we can't. The eternal pastimes of Sri Krishna, although not visible in Gokula here, are eternally manifested in Goloka. There, the planet. Goloka is the transcendental, majestic manifestation of Gokula. The manifestations of the non-manifestive pastimes of Krishna with regard to the conditioned souls are twofold, namely, 1, worship through the channel of the mantras, inaudibly recited, liberating, self-dedicatory, transcendental sounds, and 2, spontaneous outflow of heart's spiritual love for Krishna. Sri Jiva Goswami has said that worship through the mantra is possible permanently in the proper place when confined to one pastime. This meditative manifestation of Goloka is the pastime attended with the worship of Krishna through the mantra. So here he's again stating Krishna is the mantra. And using the mantra gives you access to these pastimes. Again, the pastimes that are performed in different planes and in different moods are autocratic or absolute in diverse ways. Hence, sva-rasiki. So sva-rasiki means something that's appropriate for one's own original aptitude of love. So we all have our own defining qualities, different from others. And so he's saying that the sva-rasiki, that whatever's appropriate for your aptitude of love, your approach for love, your rasa. All right? So that is to say, spontaneous outflow of heart's spiritual love for Krishna. The shloka conveys a twofold meaning. One meaning is that in the pastime attended with worship through the mantra, consisting of 18 transcendental letters, transcendental words contained in the said mantra, being differently placed, make a manifestation of only one Leela of Sri Krishna. As for example, Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Janabalabhaya Svaha. So let's look at this illustration that I created up here on the board. So Klim is in the middle. Klim is called the bija mantra, or the seed. Bija is seed. So Klim, we start these kinds of mantras with Klim. And then Krishnaya, you can see, I'm not sure, I can't really point, but it's top right. So it goes clockwise from top right. So Klim, Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopi Janabalabhaya, Svaha. Okay? And the whole mantra is down there at the bottom in Sanskrit, and then transliteration. All right, so he says, continuing, this is a hexagonal mantra consisting of 6 transcendental words, namely 1, Krishnaya, 2, Govindaya, 3, Gopijana, 4, Balabhaya, 5, Svaha, 6. Ha. These 6 transcendental words, when placed juxtapositionally, indicate the mantra. The hexagonal grade transcendental machinery is in this wise. The principal seed, i.e. Klim, is situated in the instrument as the central pivot. Anybody with an impression of such an instrument in his mind and concentrating his thought on such spiritual entities, can attain, like Chandradvaj, to the knowledge of the cognitive principle. So I tried to find information about who Chandradvaj was, and I couldn't really find any specific details. But his story, I'll just read this. The specific details of the King Chandradvaj story are used to explain the concept that a devotee should be attached to everything that belongs to the Supreme Lord, rather than developing a personal sense of ownership or attachment to material possessions. There was a really fun story while I was reading this. Bhaktisiddhanta was, as a child, was practicing some mantras, and some monkeys came and stole the bananas that were sitting next to him, and he got up and started running after them, yelling and screaming at them. And he came back, and his father asked, "So here you're studying all of this about being detached and, equipoised and all that, so why were you running after the bananas?" And he said, "Well, those bananas belong to Srimati Radharani. I was just, trying to get them back for her." So there it is, rather than developing a personal sense of ownership, we should be attached to everything that belongs to the Supreme Lord. All right, so Chandradvaj, continuing here. The word sva indicates kshetrajna, and that kshetrajna is the body or the plane of activity. So he says, one who is conversant with one's inner self, and the word ha indicates the transcendental nature. This meaning of the mantra has also been corroborated by Sri Hari Bhaktiville. The general meaning is this, that one who is desirous of entering into the esoteric pastimes of Krishna will have to practice his transcendental service along with the culture of the devotional knowledge relative to him. 1. Krishna Swarupa, the proper self of Krishna. 2. Krishnasya Chinmaya Rajalila Vilasa Swarupa, the true nature of Krishna's transcendental pastimes in Braj. 3. Tat Parikara Gopijana Swarupa, the true nature of his spiritual associates in Braj, namely the spiritual milkmen and the milkmaids, so the gopis, the gopas, the cowherd boys, and the gopis, milkmen and milkmaids. 4. Tad Balaba, the true nature of self-surrender to Krishna in the footsteps of the spiritual milkmaids of Braj. 5. Shuddha Jivasya Chit Jnana Swarupa, the true nature of the spiritual knowledge of the unalloyed individual soul. And 6. Chit Prakritir Artat Krishna Seva Swabhava, the true nature of transcendental service to Krishna is that this esoteric relation is established on the awakening of one's pure cognition. The meaning is that rasa is only the transcendental service of the central refuge, Sri Krishna, as predominating aspect of the Absolute, by one's ego as the spiritual maid of the predominated moiety of the Absolute Whole or integer, attended with pure devotion in the shape of one's entire self-surrender. So moiety is part. So if I were editing this, I would break that up into a couple of sentences. So he's saying that rasa is your transcendental service to Krishna. And that you are is, I think this is interesting. So Prabhupada used part and parcel in here. It's moiety of the absolute integer. So that's the part and parcel right there. The moiety of the absolute integer. Attended with pure devotion in the shape of one's entire self-surrender. So it's still, he's still saying that your service and is directed and related to your sva, what you set up ahead, svaha, your personal self, who you are, swarasiki, your original aptitude, who you are created, who you are. Continuing. The pastime in Goloka, or in Gokula, during the stage of devotional progress, is the meditative worship through the mantra. And during the stage of perfection, the pastimes manifest themselves as the unrestrained, transcendental jubilations. This is the real aspect of Goloka or Gokula, which will be made more explicit in due course. The meaning of the words Jyoti Rupena Manuna is the transcendental meaning, is that the transcendental meaning is expressed in the mantra, by means of which, on transcendental desire of love for Krishna and the service of Krishna being added, one is established in the eternal love of Krishna. Such eternal pastimes are eternally manifested in Goloka. All right, so that was just one verse. So much packed into that, huh? So much, so much, so much. Questions or reflections, Bhaktiville? A lot. Yes, he says that is interesting. It is interesting. It is hard to read too. I would really edit this. It is like, she says, it's like Shakespeare. It is like Shakespeare. It is hard to work my way through it. I have a lot of notes on the side and highlights and stuff. But I think that the point that stands out most to me is this idea of swarasiki, the original aptitude of love. Yes, Bhaktiville says we've talked about the lotus before. Yes. This is a very confidential mantra, and whoever is listening to this video that we're making, you are very fortunate to hear this, and you should move forward in your chanting of Hare Krishna mantra so that you can understand this more. Krishna has you listening to this so that you know that you are there. Continue chanting Hare Krishna and you will understand this. Bhaktiville says, yes, always, Hari Bol. So he asks about the spelling. It's Hari Bolo. It's Hari Bolo. The O kind of drops off. The last O, it's Hari Bolo. Bolo means sing, chant, say, speak. Bolo. Bolo. So speak about Hari. All right, we're going to do one more. The next one is much shorter. So we'll do one more. All right? Text 4. The purport's short too. So, and he just continues on about the whirl. So we're good. All right. Tad kinjalkam tad amshanam. Tad kinjalkam tad amshanam. Tad patrani shriyam api. Tad patrani shriyam api. I'm not going to do it over again. All right, synonyms. Tat, of that lotus. Kinjalkam, the petals. Tat amshanam, of his, Krishna's, fragmental portions. Tat, of that lotus. Patrani, the leaves. Shriyam, of the gopis, headed by Srimati Radharani. Api, also. Translation. The whirl of that eternal realm, Gokula, is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom they are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of that lotus are the garden-like dham, the spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. So this whirl, let's go back a couple. This one, I like this one. You can see, if you go up close, you can see the two triangles imposed on each other. So they say that this whirl is Radhakund. Radhakund is that center point. And then the gopis have their kunjas and kund, the kund and kunjas in different directions off of Radhakund. So Lalita's in the north, Vishaka's in the northeast, Chitra's in the east. So they all have their directions. And so this is what he's, Lord Brahma, and there's Lord Brahma talking here. This is what he's referring to. The extended leaves of that lotus are the garden-like dham, the spiritual abode of Sri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. Purport's very short. The transcendental Gokula is shaped like the lotus. The eternal world is like a hexagonal figure, in that the entities, Sri Radha Krishna, appearing in the form of a mantra consisting of 18 transcendental letters, are centered. The propagating manifestations emanating from the Chit potency are present there with the said entities as the center. Sri Radha Krishna is the primary cause, or the seed himself, the bij, the bija. Gopala Tapani, which is an Upanishad text about Krishna, says Omkara, or Om. Omkara means the actual symbol of Om. You know, that thing that looks like a 3 with a little tail and a little half a halo on top. That. Omkara. Omkara signifies the all-powerful Gopal and his potency, and Klim is the same as Omkara. Hence, Kama Bija, or the primary cause of all love, is connotative of the entities Sri Radha Krishna. So Kama Bija, Kama means love, and Bija seed. So he's saying the Kama Bij is the primary cause of all love, the seed of love. So that was a short one. So we'll end here because this is pretty intense, this book, and but we will continue to push through, and I'll post some of these pictures along with our posting of the video tonight so that you can look at them more closely. We have another one that I didn't refer to, but we have another one off here to the side, outside the temple. I'll post that too so that you can look at that in more detail. I don't want to end just yet. I don't want to end just yet. I want to You know, our friend Kandita passed away a few weeks ago, and this temple is what she built for her beloved Panchatattva. She lived in Hawaii. This is the Panchatattva there in Hawaii. So these are her deities that she worshipped and had a relationship with there in Hawaii. And so we made a little garden, a memorial garden out here for her. Yes, Bhaktiville says, did not know that, but of course, yes. And these, I don't know. I think these are the deities in Vrindavan. This Hare Krishna in Vrindavan. I'm not sure. I have to do a little search on that. Anyway, we decided to make a little memorial garden for Kandita because we don't ever want to forget her. She's just was such a big part of Bhaktiville, and we don't want to forget her. So we made this little memorial garden. Bhaktiville did all of the gardening around it. Nicely done. She really liked chickens. She had some pet chickens. So I got some little chickens to root around outside, and I named them Hamsa. Hamsa is the swan-like devotees, Hamsa. So if you come to Bhaktiville and visit us, if you click on this little memorial, you'll get a little note card about her. And I think I posted that already on our Bhaktiville Facebook page. So I don't need to read it tonight. But Jai Kandita, Haribol, we miss you so sincerely and desperately. We hope to see you again sometime soon. Right, Bhaktiville? We all want to go home, back to Godhead, so we hope to see you soon, Kandita, my friend. All right. We have a little bench over here you can sit down on. If you come out, you can sit. Sit with your chickens. Think about Kandita. And what an exemplary life she led as an artist and a devotee. Anything else you want to add, Bhaktiville? He says, no, thank you. All right, then we'll stop there. And all glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami for making this translation in English for us. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.